In 2025, we turned our travel dreams into a full-time, round-the-world adventure, carried mostly by ships, trains, planes, and a whole lot of curiosity about what is over the next horizon. We kicked off our adventure in Fort Lauderdale, stepping onto a transatlantic cruise bound for Rome. Along the way, we visited Madeira, Portugal, Malaga, Spain, Gibraltar, and Corsica, France. In Rome, we explored the Vatican museums, the Colosseum and Forum, and many other sites. From Italy, we moved east and discovered one of the best parts of the Mediterranean, using local ferries to island hop across the Greek islands. Hopping from port to port, each island had its own personality, different harbors, sunsets, and villages, but all connected by those same blue waters and slow, salty ferry rides. In Athens, the adventure scaled up again when we boarded a Mediterranean cruise that took us to Rhodes, Egypt, Cyprus, and Türkiye. Standing in places layered with thousands of years of history, from ancient ruins to busy modern ports, made every sailaway feel like traveling through time as much as through countries. Back on land, we traded ships for steel tracks and used trains to cross Europe from Italy through Slovenia, Hungary, Austria, Germany, and into France. Watching the landscape change outside the window, from mountains and vineyards to medieval towns and big cities, turned each travel day into its own moving postcard. Eventually, it was time to point west again and board another transatlantic cruise back to the United States, this time with unforgettable stops in Iceland and Nova Scotia, Canada along the way. After touching American soil in Boston, we slowed down for a month, spending long overdue time with family and friends in Texas and catching our breath between adventures. Rested and recharged, we flew to Whitefish, Montana to spend time in Glacier National Park with our daughter and son-in-law. Then we flew to Lake Tahoe for some hiking and Sedona to visit with friends, and finally to San Francisco. We began the next leg of our journey by flying to Honolulu, where we boarded a cruise from Hawaii all the way to Sydney, Australia, with stops in French Polynesia and New Zealand scattered like stepping stones across the Pacific. Each island stop felt like its own mini-world, leading us ultimately to the harbor skyline of Sydney and the feeling that we had truly crossed to the other side of the planet. After the cruise, we spent time in New Zealand with family, soaking up days with a sister we do not see nearly often enough. Then it was back into motion. A flight to Brisbane, and another cruise north to Singapore, calling at Cairns, Indonesia, and Malaysia, and stitching together reef, rainforest, and bustling ports into one long sun-soaked route. From Singapore, we made Kuala Lumpur our base for a while, trading ship cabins for city skylines and food courts. Finally, we flew to Bangkok, where the year came full circle as we celebrated Christmas and the New Year in one of our favorite cities, looking back at 2025 and realizing just how far the world had carried us. As the year wraps up here in Bangkok, looking back at this journey feels a little unreal. From transatlantic crossings and Greek ferries to European train rides, Pacific Islands, and Southeast Asian megacities, 2025 was the year we proved that home can be wherever our suitcases land. If you enjoyed traveling the world with us, hit like, subscribe, and ring the bell so you do not miss where we go next. Thanks for being part of this adventure, and we will see you in the next one.